In today's video, I wanted to talk about whether streaming is a real job. And the reason I wanted to discuss this is because it comes a lot up on people's streams. People ask the streamer, is this a real job, or what would you do if you had a real job? And even when I talk with people in my daily life, I'm not a successful streamer, but when I describe watching Twitch and watching these gamers, they just don't understand what it is or why people make money doing it or why people watch it. So I wanted to discuss whether it was a real job. And spoiler alert, I'm gonna tell you right away, I believe that it is a real job. And in some ways it's better than a real job, but in some ways it's harder than a real job as well. And one of the reasons I believe it is a real job is because there's lots of people making a lot of money on it, like Ninja, Tfue, Dr. Disrespect, Nick Mercs. There's a lot of people on Twitch and other platforms, like even Nick A30 on YouTube, that are making lots of money, and they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and maybe even sometimes the most popular, millions of dollars a month and millions of dollars a year. So it is a real job, and it is a real career for people that are passionate about it and want to pursue it. And I wanted to give some further insight into that. The average American only makes $1.4 or $1.5 million over their lifetime. And like I said before, some of these streamers are making millions of dollars a month or a year. And so that is way more than the average American is making. And you don't even have to be as successful as these people. If you think of the fraction of that, then you can make more in a year, in some instances, than many people do in a lifetime. Just because it's a breaking technology and not that many people are in it right now. And it's just like anything else. If you put your mind to it, you can succeed better than most people in their day jobs. And the other thing is, a lot of people in their day jobs aren't into what they're doing. If you're truly passionate about gaming and want to pursue it, you're going to be more successful at that than you are going to be doing a job that you don't like. So it is a real job. And there's also many streams of revenue that come from streaming. And I'll cover that in another video. So make sure to check out my channel and subscribe, because I'll be covering the many streams of revenue, such as advertising, sponsorships, competition. There's just so many streams of revenue in streaming and gaming that it can be a real job if that's what you're passionate about. And another way to think of streaming is it's like comedy or like acting used to be. You gotta think back when acting and movies first came out, when there's like silent movies, and let's say somebody wanted to be an actor in a silent movie. Nobody said, hey, that's a good career, that's a good choice, that's something you should do. They probably thought back then, like, this person's crazy, who would watch that? Like, how are you gonna make money doing something nobody's ever heard of? It's like the same thing as that. You have to think of all these things that used to be crazy and people didn't used to do them. Like, everybody used to be a farmer, but then everything changed. The Industrial Revolution occurred and everybody's jobs changed. So you have to think of it from that platform. Is like everything's always changing. There's no one set way to make money. There's many ways to make money, and streaming is just one of them. And one of the ways that I believe that streaming is better than a real job is that you learn to generate different streams of revenue, such as selling merchandise, getting donations, interacting with customers directly as you're chatting with them in chat and stream. And you're learning how to bring those customers back every month, because you want them to subscribe and donate every single month. You don't learn that in a job. You just learn to do your task, and you learn to do that every day. So from that respect, it's better than a job. And like, let's say you do that, you become a streamer, you get subscribers, you get followers, but it doesn't pan out in the long term. At least you've learned how to generate revenue and how to interact with customers, and you can leverage that in a job and use that skill set in your future careers. Most people aren't going to have that. Most people are more isolated in their day-to-day job or have very limited interaction with customers. But one of the downsides to streaming that a lot of kids and people don't think about is that a lot of times streaming is harder than work. A lot of these streamers, in order to get followers and subscribers, they stream for 10 hours or 12 hours or 14 hours a day. And that's a lot more than most people work in a day. Most people at most work like 8 to 10 hours a day. And they don't have to grind every single day. A lot of these streamers do 7 days a week, or they do 24-hour streams. So from that respect, streaming is not easier than a regular job. So just because streaming looks fun because you're playing video games, you have to really like the video games you're playing, because you're going to be doing it for 12 plus, 10 plus hours a day. And a lot of people don't have to work that much. So that's one of the downsides to being a streamer. So, but that's also why I view it as a real job. You have to show up every day, you have to do the work every day, and you have to grind every day. It's just like a real job. You don't just get to show up and play a couple of hours and just be super happy with those couple of hours. You have to grind all day, and a lot of the times you have to be good at the game in order to get consistent followers, and that's skill development. So in those 10 or 12 hours, you're having to develop your skills. So not everything about being a streamer is all pleasant. There's upsides and downsides, but do I think it's a real job and real career? Yes, I think streaming is a real job and a real career. And to learn more about streaming and the revenue and just other things about streaming and gaming, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Give this video a like if you like the content, and let me know what other topics you'd like me to cover. Thanks.